Well, in that top story this morning, KwaZulu-Natal Police Commissioner Nhlanhla Mkhwanazi will take to the stand today on the first day of the Madlanga Commission in Pretoria. The Madlanga Commission is set to investigate the extent of the infiltration in the SAPS, Crime Intelligence, National Prosecuting Authority, the State Security Agency, Correctional Services and the Judiciary. For more rolling coverage of the Madlanga Commission and what we can expect, let's cross now to Sakina Kamwendo. She is, of course, in Pretoria for the opening day. Sakina, good morning to you.
Well, good morning, Leanne, and of course we've been waiting, has South Africa, on tenterhooks for this particular day to arrive, and it is finally here, and we've got the team out in full force as well, with Kenny Mapanga and of course Mzwai Mbeche also here just to talk to us through what we are expecting today. And this, of course, not the first time that we have a commission of inquiry in this country. In fact, as far back as 1996, starting with the Truth and Reconciliation Commission, we've had so many over the years, and unfortunately they don't have the best track record in as far as people's expectations are concerned in South Africa. But let's start there, perhaps, just in terms of tempering the expectations that South Africans might have of what is to come out of this Madlanga Commission. Kenny, if we can start there, looking at the terms of reference and of course what people should expect.
Indeed, good morning to you, Sakina, and to the viewers at home. Well, this all emanates from very serious allegations that were made by the KZN top cock, that is Lieutenant General Mkhwanazi, where he basically made allegations that threaten national security and the rights of civilians to peace and security in the country. So essentially what this commission is tasked with doing, it's more of a fact-finding mission regarding the allegations that he's made. So it's testing the veracity of these allegations before actions can be taken. But it's important for viewers and South Africans at large to know that a commission of inquiry is not the same as court proceedings. It is inquisitorial in nature, whereas court is more adversarial. The recommendations and the findings that they make are not necessarily binding, whereas if a court of law made a judgment against you, it would be binding. So essentially, whatever comes out of this commission, a lot of it will be based on the political will to give effect to those recommendations and those findings once the commission has made them. So you test the allegations, you make the findings, and in order to remedy whatever this commission may find, a lot of that will be based on the political will of whoever is in administration at the time that the report is handed over for those recommendations and findings of this particular commission.
And of course, Mzwai, you know, Kenny speaks about the political will, which is of course very important. And you go back, as I said, referencing the Truth and Reconciliation Commission, which at the end of its tenure handed over 300 dockets to the National Prosecuting Authority. And to this day, people are still waiting for the National Prosecuting Authority to make meaningful headways, apart from the sort of inquests that were forced by the families of some of the victims. Then you have the Seriti Commission, you know, for another point of reference, that was looking into the arms deal. And that, I think, did so much damage in the South African psyche when it comes to commissions of inquiry, because people see commissions, because of the non-binding nature that Kenny was talking about, as, you know, one, a waste of money, but two, because of the non-binding nature of the recommendations, as sometimes a whitewash for the elites in our society.
Oh yes, a very good morning to you, Sakina, Kenny and the viewers. Indeed, given the history that we've just laid out about the commission, so it's understandable why sometimes South Africans will feel that way. But then you look at the kind of allegations that General Mkhwanazi made, and then you ask yourself, how do we get to the bottom of these issues? Because these are the issues that are quite serious and they need to be attended to. So which is the best way to attend to them? In fact, Sakina, the fact that even the legislative body, which is Parliament, is also engaged in some process because of the nature and the seriousness of these allegations. So you've got to come and deal with them from different angles. From the executive side, the president had to act, and this is the action that he is taking. So as you've correctly said, both of you, what is it that after this will the president do? How fast will he act on the recommendations? So, and what sort of actions, even outside of what would have been said, will he take? Remember, as the commission is sitting, there's a lot that's going to come out. Perhaps people will be wanting to see, because if in the process some of them are very serious about certain individuals, there's nothing stopping the president from acting immediately. If I guess, perhaps he's able to do that. So I'm sure there'll be some semblance of hope that perhaps this may be a different one from the rest.
And I think that's what many South Africans, of course, will be looking towards and hoping for. But of course, we will be breaking this down as we move along, and also, you know, trying to find touch points with what we've seen in the past, how that all comes together to where we find ourselves today with the Madlanga Commission, with Lieutenant General Nhlanhla Mkhwanazi, of course, to be the first witness. And we'll also talk later, we'll touch on the parallel process that is the parliamentary ad hoc committee to this, not to confuse the two, as you said. This one initiated by the President, the Madlanga Commission, the Parliamentary Ad Hoc Committee, that is of the legislative arm of the state. So we'll come back later and, of course, speak to various guests that we also will bring in, policing experts. We've got the Commission spokesperson as well. So do stay with us for rolling coverage of day one of the Madlanga Commission. Back to studio.
Day one, and a big day indeed. Many wanting to hear what is said, especially by the first person to be called, and that is the man himself, Nhlanhla Mkhwanazi. So thanks so much to the team there. We'll be with them most of the morning. Remember, SABC Plus has a pop-up channel on it. That's the app. Download that app and you'll be able to watch the entire commission live wherever you are. So that's on the SABC Plus app. Look out for that pop-up channel.